Good evening, folks. My name is Alex Bradshaw. This is another edition of Focus On. Tonight we will be talking about the Blue Water Brass. With me is Mr. Pocadillo, Carly Bates, and Richie Wesnowski. First off, tell me what Blue Water Brass is.
Well, Blue Water Brass is a drum and bugle corps show brought to Port Huron for the betterment of the community and the instrumental programs of both high schools. The profits we make from this show are divided by the high schools for their band programs.
Sounds good. Now, is that Northern and PH, or Marysville too, or how's that working?
It's a combination of the Port Huron High School and Port Huron Northern Band Boosters.
Oh, okay. I see. Where's it going to be, and when is it going to be taking place? When are we actually going to be able to go out there and see it?
It's going to be at Memorial Stadium by the Port Huron High School, 824th Street. It's going to be on June 29th, and it's going to be at 7 o'clock.
Sounds good. And what are we going to see there? Are we going to see marching bands, or how does it usually work out? What are we going to be seeing?
Basically, what you're going to see is 8 marching bands that have been on steroids.
All righty.
I could add a little to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, please elaborate.
These 8 corps come from all parts of the United States, and they practice year-round for the summer performances. Usually they give 30 to 40 performances each summer. The corps are different sizes. We have the level 1 corps who are approximately 130 members strong. Then we have others who may be about 90 strong. We may have a level 3 corps who may only have 40 members. But they all are very well rehearsed, and they all are great musicians.
That sounds pretty good. Where would I actually be able to get tickets, and how much are they?
Well, tickets are from $5 to $17. We have 5, 10, 14, and 17. Obviously, the more expensive ones are going to be the better seats.
Okay.
And you can get your tickets at the Port Huron Music Center, which is part of the Grove Mall.
Okay. And, okay, yeah, you said Grove Mall? Okay, awesome. All right. How long has Blue Water Brass been around? How long have you guys been doing shows and different things like that?
I've been a member of Blue Water Brass ever since its beginning, which is now 27 years old. It first started back when Eric Payton was band director at Port Huron High School, and he was a good friend of a fellow named Bill Martin who lives in Royal Oak. And Bill Martin had contact with the Drum and Bugle Corps shows and DCI, and together they got the band boosters stimulated, and we have been putting this show on for the past 26 years, and this will be our 27th year.
Sounds good. Another quick question. What happens if it rains? It's just kind of a, you call it off, or what?
We had that lovely experience last year.
Yeah.
Right before the show, it started raining, and there was a huge thunderstorm. They delayed the show a bit, but the marching band still performed.
That's cool. Where do the marching bands stay when they come into town?
Well, the bands are housed in school gymnasiums in Port Huron. We use middle school gyms and high school gyms. And when they arrive, they are met at the schools by a band booster host. And there they are told where to bed down, and this is at the gymnasium. They bring their sleeping bags, and this is their home for a day. And so the hosts also take excellent care of our guests in the community. If there are any health needs, or if any of the vehicles have any mechanical needs, these hosts are prepared to assist.
That's pretty cool. How much money, on average, does it take to bring in one marching band?
I guess I should respond to that. I mentioned there are 3 levels of bands: a level 1, level 2, level 3, and the amount of money it costs us to bring a corps to town depends upon their status from last year's performances. A level 1 corps, of course, gets more money than a 2 and a 3. But as an example, a level 1 corps may cost us $1,500 to bring them to town, and then it goes on down the line.
Wow.
Our total budget, though, that we have to work with regarding all the costs that we have run about $25,000.
That's a pretty big chunk of change right there.
We have to sell a lot of tickets to
Oh, yeah.
offset that cost. We also get a lot of community support by people who will support the show by being a show sponsor or put an ad in our program booklet.
So not only does the community help you guys out, but I hear you help out the community in different ways or give back, I guess, to the community?
We certainly do. When the chorus come to town, we would have about 1,000 players and staffs that would number up to 300. So they have needs. They buy groceries, they buy fuel, plus the fact that they provide us with a fine evening of entertainment at a moderate cost. So we feel we're doing a dual thing here in that we're supporting the high school bands financially, and we're providing the community with an excellent evening of entertainment.
So since you're kind of helping out the high school bands and everything, do they come and do they help out with different things and, you know, setting up stuff or?
Most of the, can you respond to that?
I sure will.
Okay.
All the high school students get involved, just like the band boosters do. This year, Port Huron High School, we all made cookies for all of the chorus. That's a lot of cookies to make. And,
What kind of cookies were they?
we made every kind you could think of. We had, oh man, we must have had a couple 100 dozen.
Oh,
we had
yeah.
a lot of
Crazy.
cookies,
Oh,
and we
great.
delivered those to help out, and we just like to be involved as much as we can.
And then usually every year before the they do the show, the Port Huron High and Port Huron Northern marching bands get together and play the national anthem in O Canada.
Oh, okay. Sounds pretty good.
Another thing to
Yeah.
be sure we want to comment on is that there's a lot of help needed. There are approximately 16 committees that comprise Blue Water Brass, and these are parents who are band boosters from both high schools, and they all have responsibility and they do their jobs well. I've been very impressed with the commitment that these parents make to support the show and to give of their time and effort and talent to make this show work.
Sounds good. Now, Richie and Carly, are you both in band?
Yes,
Yeah.
Are you going to be playing and everything
I will be, yes.
Yeah.
I'll be the senior drum major next year.
for which
Port Huron
school?
High School.
Okay. Now, on average, how much does it cost for, or I'm sorry, cost? What is the average age for a member of one of these bands? Because, I mean, obviously you're in high school and everything, so is there older members other than,
Pretty much, I guess you could say the ages are from like 18 to 23. It's kind of like the college era.
so they don't necessarily have to be high school?
Right.
Now, how does this benefit students who see it? So say I wanted to come and I wanted to see, you know, take in the whole experience of the marching bands and everything. How's that going to benefit for me?
Well, it's going to be, obviously, the first thing, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see 8 great groups. I mean, these people have been practicing the whole summer. And it's really neat to see all those people work as one unit.
So pretty much it's going to be a
It's rewarding.
overall, yeah.
Yeah.
And now, do you have anything that you sell as in like shirts or anything, or how would I be able to get say if I wanted a copy of it? Do you guys sell copies of stuff or? That's
Blue Water Brass prepares its own program booklet.
Uh-huh.
In there's pictures of the corps and something about each corps. There are a lot of ads, of course, that support this program. And it's a very, very nice souvenir program booklet. When you mentioned about buying memorabilia, each corps has what they call a souvenir wagon that's on the site. And between performances, or if there is an intermission, people are allowed to go down there and buy that T-shirt or buy something else that represents one of the corps.
Sounds good. Well, thank you folks for coming in. It was great talking to you about, you know, the Blue Water Brass and everything. My name's Alex Bradshaw. Thank you for joining us tonight. This has been another edition of Focus On.